Good morning, students. I hope you all are safe and enjoyed your holidays. Now it is a time to start again with full enthusiasm. We start chapter number 12 Sound. We hear different sounds from different sources like humans, birds, bell, machines, vehicles, and sound of our television, and so many other. Sound is a form of energy which produces a sensation of hearing in our ear. In this chapter, we are going to learn how sound is produced and how it is transmitted. So, we perform a small activity. In this, we take a ball which is tied up by a thread and a tuning fork. Tuning fork is a metallic body which has two prongs. So, we take the ball to its extreme position, just like a pendulum, and after that we release it. The ball strike the forks and the fork start vibrating. Vibration means the to and fro motion of the object, means backward and forward movement from its mean position is called vibration. As the tuning fork vibrated, a sound is produced, and as the vibration stops, the sound also stops. Here in another activity, we take a glass full of water and a vibrating tuning fork come closer to the water. We observe that the vibration transforms to the water and the water also starts vibrating just like a wave, and a different type of sound is produced, and as the vibration stops, the sound also stops. So from these two activities we observe that the sound is produced by the vibration only. Or we can take some another examples. As we are stretching a rubber and struck from the center, the, the rubber band start vibrating and produces a sound, and as the vibration stops, the sound stops. Similarly, we can observe that the sound of a bee, the wings flap in to and fro motion means they are vibrating and produces sound. The sound of a mosquito, the vibration produced by their wings. So these are some examples from which we observe that sound is produced by the vibration. Now we understand that how sound is propagated in air, means how we are able to listen different type of sounds. So we know that in our surrounding the particles of gases or air are present. These particles vibrates and produces sound. Suppose we are taking any vibrating object like a tuning fork here. When a vibrating object moves forward, it pushes and compresses the air particles in front of it. Because of pushing a compression, the particle come closer, and a region of high pressure is developed here, that is called compression and denoted by capital C. And the compression moves away from the vibrating object. When the vibrating objects move backward, like here the tuning fork move backward, it forms a region of low pressure, means the particles are very far away from each other and have low density of particles, so that region is called rarefaction. As the objects move to and fro rapidly, so it produces a series of compression rarefaction very rapidly. It produces a sound of its series, and that series finally reaches to our ear, as the particles present in our eardrum also starts vibrating. A compression rarefaction occur there and we are able to hear the sound. Here you can see that when a loudspeaker starts, the blue dot is showing the particles of air which are present all around us. So first, where the particles are far away from each other, a region of rarefaction occurs, and where particles are very close to each other have high density compression occurs. So at rarefaction the wave moves downward, and in compression the waves move to extreme. So in this way sound is a form of wave, and different terms come here. That is, first is amplitude. Amplitude is the maximum height of a wave from its mean position. And wavelength is the distance between two crusts. Crust is the highest point of a wave, and trough is the valley of the wave. So the distance between two crusts, or we can say that the distance between two troughs, is called the wavelength.